All right, guys, here we're going to talk about Season 8, Episode 14 of The Walking Dead.
What up, Walking Dead?
What did you think about this episode?
Walking Dead, see me after class. We have some things to talk about.
Like,
okay, every now and then before I watch The Walking Dead, I'm tired or I'm just in the mood and I'm like, okay, like you've been really hard on this show. Don't even take notes during this. Just watch it.
soak it all in.
Just like take it in, all right? You know, like we've been setting up some things now. Like, hey, we're not sure what's going to happen, right? We said, like, well, they have to look for Henry maybe, or maybe they'll skip it for next time. Everyone's together, so they can't cut away unless they cut away to Negan and Jadis, but that's probably not going to happen either. So it's probably going to be like Rick and the group doing something, right? Mm-hmm. But then, so like that's a lot of possibilities. I wonder how they're going to, which they're going to choose. We might get like a standalone episode of like, maybe it's going to start with like Henry wandering by the railroad tracks. He might meet someone and have this weird interaction. It could be this whole thing, right? Let's just watch it. Let's just see what happens. And they just did everything.
Yes. Like, this show has a great thing where it always gives me questions, but questions that don't go, like, intrigue me where I'm like, let us see where this new route goes. It's always like, the fuck?
Why did you do that?
How?
Yeah.
So, you know, Negan
I would say, where do you
Jadis.
even want to start?
Let's start with Negan and Jadis.
Okay, that's my favorite part of the episode.
So, where did it exact open up? Did it open up in her room? Was that what you remember?
I didn't take notes.
So Jadis, I remember it from them opening up in her room thing, and I could not tell who that character was.
Okay.
Because the room was so unfamiliar to me. I'm like, it's like this like perfectly bamboo created hospital-esque room.
It is a Asian coffin apartment in a shipping container.
Yes.
Furnished by IKEA.
But it is wood on all
clean.
Parts. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, what is that? Okay. So, like, yes, you're like, okay, she's,
and lit.
you know, yeah, she's, okay, so she's dressed differently, right? Her hair is different, wearing a flannel shirt, right? She looks different.
Because of the level of difference and the new area, I was like, who is this? And I was, like, zooming in with my eyes, like, I brought my head really close to the screen. I was like, is that what?
So I was like, this is a flashback, right? But then I look down and Negan's bat is there, and I'm like,
that's what threw me.
And I'm like, this can't be a flashback because Negan's bat is there. Is it a future? Is it a front back? What is this? Is it a flash? Is it a flash forward? Like, what is this? We know what's happening because this can't be here. This can't be in the middle.
In my head, I'm like,
where
did she take him in that car?
Yeah,
where is this? Who is that? What's happening? And then I'm like, oh, they just made this Jadis a different character. She lost her accent completely. She doesn't talk like a crazy hillbilly, like, you know, from a, I don't know, mental institution. No, she talks fine. She has a really beautiful apartment. All right, and then they start backfilling, and they show you like how she escaped the slaughter, and I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty good.
Yep. That was like if I have to pick like, oh, these are some good things, on the episode. That was that was.
But
all right.
Then you have Negan is tied to some sort of a. Like a dolly
crash
cart or something.
Or whatever. Yeah, like a thing.
And I'm like, all right, so he's tied in like the worst way possible, where I'm like, I think he could get out immediately if he wanted to.
He could have just stood up, I think. Like, he just like gotten up onto his front.
I always wonder when they cut to somebody after something, it's like, okay, it's me holding a gun on you, and then the next thing is you tied up somewhere. And I'm like, how did that work? Did I say like, hey, you sit there and I'm going to tie you up, don't move? There's a moment when you're tying someone up where you don't have your hand properly on the gun, you need both hands to tie something, you're concentrating on what you're doing, the tying act, and you'd think Negan's just the kind of guy that would be like, I'm going to take advantage of this situation, and he would have got out. Yeah. That didn't happen. But then she left him alone with, like, a bag with guns and photos.
And he comes back and he literally... So, like, when they cut back to that, I'm like, was there a part missing? Like, what happened here? But then, luckily, he says, you left me here with the guns. And he's like, like, wheeling around. And I'm like, what's happening?
And then she has a walker on a cart, like, ready to fight with. So he has a flare that he sparked just as a thing like, hey, I'm gonna burn these pictures.
Right.
But she had to know a helicopter was coming, right?
Apparently.
And it doesn't make much sense to me. What the plan was? Why would the helicopter be so low?
Well, okay, so
if the helicopter's looking for a flare, why would it not be as high up as possible to see? Because there's so many hips and valleys in their little garbage patch. You'd think it would be like, all right, I'll just hover here, I don't know, at almost my maximum height to see a flare. But it was low enough that it couldn't see the flare.
And it could have probably seen them, right? What are you looking at?
Physically seen them.
Right? So, like, there's a lot to unpack here, is what I'm trying to say. I don't even know where to start.
Almost an infeasible amount to unpack here.
So I hate this, and that may seem unusual if you know me, because I usually like things that are like weird, right? You would think like, oh, he probably loves all this weird shit, right? But the problem is, this is not a setup. This is the payoff. Right? All season, more than a season, right?
Yes.
Who are these people? Why do they talk like cavemen? She's like doing art. It's like Lydia's mother from Beetlejuice. Like, what's going on? Why? I want to sculpt you and kill you. It's weird. Is this sexual? Like, what's happening here? Right? And they live in like a junkyard. And then like everyone's like, what is this place? And she's like, don't worry about it. Like several times throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Simon says, what we know, like what's going on here? The like the helipad. This that he starts naming stuff. You're like, helipad? Like something's gonna happen with like a helicopter. Do they have a helicopter? Like what's going on? Right? Then they're even showing you stuff in the middle of this where you're like, okay, well this is just the ramp up. The impossible IKEA coffin apartment is part of something, right? She's a part of some like government organization that's like studying. She was undercover leading a group of junk rats, which explains nothing and has no point to anything. Okay, then the helicopter comes, but we missed it. What was the helicopter supposed to do? There's no dialogue. There's no. She just seems disappointed. She doesn't say, "You don't understand. This was our chance." She doesn't do anything.
Negan asks no questions.
Well, at the end, he's like, "Oh, maybe we'll want to talk later," and then he leaves.
That would have been the moment I was free. I would have been like, "What the fuck was that? What is this?"
You're telling me about this.
How far away are these things from each other?
Yeah.
They're both impossibly far away. And right next to each other, it seems, because people like rolled up before with like garbage trucks and bicycles, and like ready for war.
Yep.
And now I'm like, okay, if your job is to be at the Wall of Alexandria or Hilltop rather, and you're just looking out all day long, you'd think you'd see a helicopter,
it's a helicopter,
or hear
guys.
a helicopter or something.
Right.
Like once ever, anytime you saw like something in the air, you'd be like, "What?" And your eye would cut like right to it because you're like, "I don't see things in the sky except birds. What the hell's that?"
The world's impossibly quiet, right? There's no factories, there's no cars, there's nothing happening. There's no light pollution, there's no noise pollution. Anything should stand out massively. When there's a truck where someone's leaning on the horn, when there's gunfire, everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on?" or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought about this exact same thing. If you're driving, maybe they can't drive full highway speeds because of how the roads are, right? But let's say you're going 30, 40 miles per hour. Trips on this show never take more than like a day, which means that they could be a pretty good distance away, like many miles away or whatever. But it seems like when you have to get somewhere, you just are there, and then otherwise you're just driving, and it's very unclear how close any of these things are.
I feel like everything is like an hour away from each other.
It feels
because
that way,
they're able to make these things like the walks don't take that long. Like they're an hour by car and a walk by day. It seems.
Right. Exactly.
So with those things, you're like 1 minute away by helicopter. Not even. Like depending on what direction it came from, I think you'd be able to see or hear it.
And this can't be the helicopter's first flight. Why does no one know? Like, I'm so upset about all this, right? So, like, this would have been a good setup. Wait a minute, what's this thing on the show now?
And it's like a Black Hawk, like attack-looking helicopter. Like, what?
And the whole, so like,
how is that still running?
We are supposed to believe, like, there's more to her than meets the eye. She was waiting.
She's a transformer. I get you.
She was waiting for the helicopter, and she missed her chance. And now she's like effed or whatever. Right?
And do you think it comes like every X amount of time, or do you think like if you don't check in, it's gone forever?
Right. I guess. Well, or something like that. Right. But then, why did she bring Negan there just in time for the helicopter thing? If it was because she wants him for whatever this is, why was the weird zombie thing there? What was that for? Why is
I think her plan was to kill Negan. Negan, obviously fucked that up for her. And for whatever reason, she cared enough about those photos to not, she risked her life.
She risked whatever the plan is, right? The top priority should be to signal the helicopter, right? Put the flare in, you're wearing jeans, put it in the back pocket, and then whenever the helicopter arrives, you can just do the thing you need to do, right?
Real quick to go back, when she does the whole, like, moves her friend's body, hides with the blood, make him look like he's dead, then she strips down, and that's when she's wearing what she was wearing in the episode when she meat grinds everybody. Do women actually wear, like, nightgown dresses under clothing?
It's not been my experience.
I've never seen that in my life, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but what?
So, like, literally anything that you will remind me of will just spark a 10-minute rant because it annoyed me so much.
And why would you ever take off all your clothes like that?
Yeah,
exactly. There was blood on them? Was that her thought?
after that last thing, when Simon's like, line them up, and they shoot everybody, and then she got away somehow. Part of what was so interesting and weird about that is, how does she end up in her nightgown barefoot? Her feet are all messed up. They like show it, right? How did she end up like that? That's so weird. I'm so interested and like intrigued in that.
And then you're like, oh, it's a terrible thing.
And now they show you, well, she just chose to do that for some reason.
She chose to walk around on rusty nails without shoes because she's an idiot.
I'm so distraught. Yeah. No, and like any of this stuff might be interesting if it explained anything that was happening like previously. But it doesn't seem to, as far as I'm concerned. Like none of her tactical decisions, or none of her like if something about what happened was like, oh, that seemed like a bad idea, but now that I know that there's more to her, right? But I've been struggling, while driving places and doing my life, to be like, why is this happening now? And it's unbelievably upsetting.
I don't think there will ever be a satisfying payoff for the Junkratz.
Don't do this to me. No, what?
I don't think there'll ever be one.
Okay. What I thought they were doing here, and this goes to like a larger point. What I thought they were doing here was, okay, we've made some mistakes. The fans are angry. We have to correct everything, right? Okay, let's just get everyone together and let's kill a bunch of people. All right, we'll kill these people over here. We'll kill these people over there. We'll like burn places down. Oh, the kingdom is destroyed. Whatever. Let's just tighten it up. Let's kill some people. Let's have them kill the Junkratz. We'll make it a plot point between Simon and Negan, and then they'll have like a thing. Maybe Simon and the Saviors are like the counterbalance that pushes Jeffrey Dean Morgan to like the main cast or something like that. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. It'll be good, right? But we like this one actress. We gave her all the lines for the Junkratz, right? We want her to be on the show. So let's just have her survive, right? And we'll do some cool scenes with a meat grinder and all that stuff. But then she'll be like Morgan, right? We'll see her getting away. She'll have a run-in with Rick as well, and then she'll just be out there, right? And whenever we need her, we can work her back into the show. Right? I was like, okay, guys, you're doing a good job here. And then they immediately do this, and I'm like, why is this happening?
No, the plan is not concrete, it seems. Even the things that I would have said are like the basis of the show, like Rick is a good guy. He is he is there for the group. He does this. He does what's best. He is affected by Carl's notes and this and that, whatever. And then to jump forward in his plot
okay, we'll have to come back to one thing. Go ahead.
He just like with a motion of the eye or a slight tick of the lip, like immediately Morgan knows. Okay, I guess we're killing all these motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yes, they exchanged that little look of like, we're doing it or whatever. Yeah, I was very confused by this. I don't know if they were supposed to linger on like do we know what's in Carl's note or no?
No. Okay. But he read Negan's note. So like
the note for Negan.
Didn't he read that aloud? Isn't that the one he read over the radio?
So okay, maybe.
Because he said something like he wanted us to blah blah, but we can't do that. Like,
well, but now he read Carl's note because there was
at the end of this episode he read Carl's note
after he got back.
I thought that's when it was.
Oh no!
I thought Michonne was like, you have to read this note.
I thought he read it before he left. Okay, whatever. So part of me was like, what did Carl write that made Rick go crazy? But I guess he was choosing not to read it so that he could go do this thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because the good captured Savior says you could bring him back. You could like help him and like teach him. Maybe just made a wrong choice. And he's like, I could, and like walks away. And I'm like, oh!
You knew like that he at the moment
badass.
wasn't willing or wanting to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it seemed like all right. You have realized this. They are at your back, and then like the way he kills that guy, run low, you take point, and then it's like wink, stabs the guy, hits this guy. I was like, what the fuck? You didn't even wait till you were free of the danger.
I know.
Like,
so like I like that though. That's what I want. So this like they're not doing it right or well, but like that's what I want. I wanted this whole thing of like maybe Rick's not so good after all, right? Because they've been setting up this thing where like Rick's like, once we're done the fight, you're in charge, Maggie or whatever. Because she's like more like of like a leader and he's more of like a general and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's gone to he's gone to the zoo many times on on the show with like Lori and like weird stuff like pushes him to the edge and all that business. So I was expecting something to happen like this, but that doesn't jive with the other stuff that's been happening with him.
And I don't
back at the base and him
disagree
and
with the move he pulled. It's the way he pulled it that I think is so weird. Because like like your enemy is your enemy. I don't know that I could ever trust these people would watch my back ever,
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
while there are any other saviors alive. If all the other saviors were dead, and then I'm like, okay, it behooves them to stay with me because this is power or whatever. And
Yeah.
but because at any moment they could be double agents or whatever, no, they have to die.
And no, exactly. And like, I kind of liked it. So like, tactically, yes, I liked it. But I even liked the way that because the guy gives him the nod, like, "I got your back, Rick," and he's like, "Word," and then he goes like, "Feel blame me," and they
Yeah,
take these guys
it
out.
was very-
And I was like, "Damn," because like, when the guy nods and like, okay, like as these set pieces come together, you're always like, okay, this is gonna be rough. Wow, the zombies are really close. Well, they're still the same distance. I guess this is fake. Okay, that's fine. Okay, they're free. Good. Okay, this is happening. And then at a certain point, it all, it's like a video game where, like, now I have control of the characters, right? Once it's like, okay, so there's going to be, like, 2 or 3 of the bad guys, and they're going to help Morgan and Rick, and they're going to fight their way out. They might die, like, as they're moving locations, and then we end up with just Morgan and Rick and the long-haired guy, and then he'll give a speech and kill him and all that stuff. That's fine, right? So it was totally unexpected of me to have him just hatchet that dude. And I'm like, okay, nice.
No, it seemed out of character.
Different stuff, yes.
Whew, I liked it because I was like, wait, what am I watching? This is unexpected. All right, okay. And then for the long-haired guy to be the last one to die of that group, I'm like, wow. All right, I guess you got to put a period on the sentence, but it just seemed like that wouldn't have been the order I would have chose.
I liked the way he died too, though. I liked him just like shouting, like let go of me or whatever he kept saying or whatever. I was like, oh, that's great. And Morgan just looking at him like
I think
it's
Morgan
over.
should have let go of him sooner, though. He put his own hands at risk
It was
far too long.
It was very dangerous. Yes, I had that exact thought. Man, this is going on for a long time, but I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kill this dude like that. Look into his eyes and watch as the panic gives way to like whatever and all that stuff. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a thing where because it was one of those like accordion style like security door things. I thought he was gonna get like when he closed it, the guy was gonna reach his hand through, then he was gonna slam it the other way and like trap him that way, like break his arm off into the thing, so he's just stuck.
Okay.
Or stuck for long enough for the zombies to get him. But he like held on. He's like, nah, this works.
Just
I'm like,
hold
all
on.
right.
Yeah,
The
no.
idea that they killed that whole swarm, there was like a million fucking zombies.
No, I know, it's crazy. And when they're talking about the herds coming, part of me was like, is there a herd coming? Did they show that? Did I
Yeah, that
miss
was what was on the road.
Yeah, I was like, do they know it's coming there, though? Is this just a bluff? Is it really coming? What's happening? And then it was just
Morgan
there.
screams loud enough so the horde comes directly at them instantaneously, like it was
Right.
outside already.
I know, waiting, some might say, in a trailer for makeup to be applied, to run in. That was okay, though. That to me is like normal, basic Walking Dead like stuff.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me as much as like certain stuff on the show has bothered me.
Season 1, though, that would have been a thing. We have to run
I
now.
know.
But Season 8, they're like, we can kill everything, dude. We are, like, the zombie virus, we've killed every zombie. Unless you
are
die
the
of natural
Walking
causes, there's no fucking zombies. That's what it feels like.
That's the end game, right? Is where are all these zombies coming from? Each person here has killed 1,000 zombies.
Our new plan is we're going to just go to Australia and clear it.
We clear Australia. Exactly. That would be the most feasible way to go about this right now, I feel like. It's been bothering me, though, at the same time, that all of our main characters, all of our, like, player character, overpowered characters, are all in the hilltop, and there's all those zombies right outside that they have to scare away to, like, make them walk away from the doors.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't I just go out there and kill them? It's so easy to just kill zombies. Just go kill them.
I think at a certain level, they're also like a warning system.
It's fine.
Because the hilltop's not like the prison. The walls aren't going to get knocked down by them bunching up too much.
Right.
The hilltops, they're like fucking like tree trunks or
tall,
something.
whatever.
Like real fences. So what's her face is not turning into a zombie.
Yeah, which was I've never been more disappointed in my entire life.
Yeah, but it confirmed that what's his face, is still on their side. He did shoot her, I think, for a reason.
Sure.
So
it's weird that he had clean arrows, but I guess that's fine.
Negan definitely picked up that girl that knows that Dwight is bad.
Okay, sure. Yeah, they never show who he picked up, right?
No, but who else would it have been?
Obviously. No. I totally agree, but I forgot that whole element when he gets away and does all that stuff.
And she's like in the trunk or something when he pulls up because you don't see her in the car.
I thought they framed it so you just couldn't see the passenger seat.
I thought it was like I got a whole lot of surprises because
Daddy's home.
The guy didn't say like, oh, and
hi
what's
Jill.
her name? Meg,
I don't even
Jill,
know.
Whatever. It's like, oh, you're alive.
Meg.
Like didn't say anything. So I was like, all right, she's out of sight. And Dwight's definitely going to get got.
There you go. I like that. No, I didn't even think about any of that because I totally forgot about that part of the episode.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen.
I like it. Yeah, he gets all the way back. I really kind of liked that. Where it's like, but you're going to keep it on the down low or whatever. Like,
and then Simon, well, anything that bad happened, he'll blame on Dwight because Dwight will be dead.
Okay.
He'll be like, nah, Dwight made us kill all those people at the fucking
Was Dwight there, though?
No, he wasn't, but he's going to say those things, I think.
I hope not.
And then ultimately, at the end, there's going to be some sort of fight between Simon and Negan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, definitely, Negan knows now about Simon shooting all the Junkrats and how he screwed that up.
And he knows that Dwight led them into that false shooting gallery thing.
He's got some stuff to do or whatever. Yeah. That I think I will enjoy, depending on how that all plays out. And stuff.
If anything, if what we've seen so far is any indication, poorly. It'll go poorly.
Let me give you a heads up here. Not good. All right, so Henry's fine.
Yeah, Henry's fine. They don't tell you how Henry's fine, at what point he split from the group, why he ended up where he did. I think all that is garbage. I would have liked him to have been dead. I thought it was actually going to be this great thing that you don't see often where it was like almost as soon as she got to him, he's getting bitten. Because we've saved people. We find dead people, but we've not had, like, we got there just a moment too late. If Morgan wouldn't have been arguing with me over if he's alive or not, we would have saved him. Then it could have been a nice thing between them. But no, she found him. He was just in some roots. He was totally good.
He was up a tree, right? He was
in the roots of a tree. Using it as like a jail to keep him safe.
Yeah. I think that they think it'll be too cliche if she gets there just in that time, but I think they're missing the point that they've spun all the way around to like worse cliches by trying to avoid the basic conventions, not even tropes, conventions of like this type of like perilous post-apocalyptic story. I feel like they should just do.
And Morgan going, I killed him. I killed the man that killed your brother. Yeah. I'd be like, you knew all along and didn't tell me who it was? We could have saved all this trouble. I could have shot him to the fence.
It would have been very easy. No, I know.
There would have been no escapees.
And, like, I liked the idea of him just saying, I'm sorry, to Morgan, but I don't think that kid's a very good actor, so it didn't come off
he's
really
terrible.
Good. Yeah. So it didn't have the kind of punch, because that's the response. It's like, I did it. It's okay now. I'm sorry. That, like, I'm just sorry, right? That whole thing. You'd be like, oh wow, okay. So like the kid is learning and it's good. The future's okay.
Well, I took it more of like, I'm sorry I opened the fence and made all this trouble for you.
I'm sorry about
I'm sorry I lost my stick.
The mess. Yeah.
Ugh. Any other through lines in this episode? Did we miss?
Well, we don't even have to get into the discussion with Carol and Morgan. Screw that. Rosita and Daryl plan to kill Eugene.
Yeah, or everyone there.
Well, they kind of say, like, it's not the supplies, it's the, like, skill set. We have to cut off the snake, head of the snake.
I took that as we want to save those machines because we're going to want to build bullets.
Sure.
Build bullets? We're going to want to make bullets. Yeah. We got to kill everybody else.
Eugene did pass the plans along. They can punch some holes in those plans and put them in that ridiculous medieval book of, like, technology or whatever now.
I do think that Eugene will live. I think Eugene will turn this
turn to a zombie.
Oh. No, he'll turn. You'll see these on their side. In some weird way, maybe he'll take a bullet.
I don't know that it could be satisfying or good. Let's not even. I was gonna say this is just joke time.
If he does die, he dies taking a bullet for Rosita.
Yeah, he dies in a way that like completes his like redemptive. Yeah, okay. That sucks though.
I like the character. I don't want him dead, but also he's done nothing for me since he's been on their side. So either bring him back entirely or kill him. I don't care.
Exactly. He hasn't done that much, and they have to make a decision whether or not he's going to serve some sort of function, some real purpose here. Because even they show him in the Bullet Factory like a few episodes ago, and he's just being a dick to everybody. He's like embraced this being a dick thing or something like that. Okay, he might be involved. Ooh. So if does the lady with the tattoo who knows about Dwight's betrayal know anything about Eugene helping and getting all that stuff?
I don't think so.
Okay, and she couldn't, right? Yeah.
If she would have known that stuff, she would have known it before she got left. So it already would have been a problem. So as
Right.
far as I know, Eugene is in the clear from her.
Well, we haven't seen Eugene in a while, so this might be the
It's true.
excuse. All this, all this tumult in the Savior camp might be part of an excuse. Oh, it would be great if the next episode was just like Negan interrogating all these different people, and that was it. There was nothing else happening. Don't cut anywhere. Just stay in the same room, and it's just Negan interviewing everyone and trying to figure it out.
That won't be it, but yeah.
It's like Inspector Clouseau is just piecing together what happened or whatever.
We'll see.
I hate everything. Last thing is, I almost wrote down Martha instead of Lucille because...
Oh, yeah, we get the explanation of the bat and why it's important to him.
It was such a Martha moment. That's so horrible. I named the bat Lucille, and it's my wife, and, like, please, or whatever. I'm like, I hate this so much more than I thought.
What explanation would have been better than that?
I didn't want any explanation, so I guess this is better than nothing, technically.
I would have... So, in my head, when I have to paint a reason for things happening, Lucille was his son's bat.
Okay.
And his son died.
Yeah.
And that's like his last memory of his son.
There you go.
His son, who was going to be a Major League Baseball player, he just got a scholarship to play baseball. He died.
And his wife worked at the barbed wire factory, and he built this idol.
Now there would have been a flashback where it would have been him and his son, and it'd be like all the greats named their bat, Dad. Oh yeah, what'd you name your bat, son? Lucille.
Same thing. B.B. King named his computer. His
computer.
His guitar.
That would have been my thing.
Right.
And then it would have been like, I think you and Lucille are really going to go places. And then it cuts back to him graduating from high school. It's like, oh, I'm so proud of you for getting that scholarship. Oh, it's going to be the next big thing. And it's him like in the barbershop talking, yeah, my son's going to get drafted by the Oklahoma. And it's like, oh, my God, he's dead.
I just picture Negan in like a gray suit with glasses on and just being like, I'm normal Negan in town. Look like John Hamm just hanging out.
He would have been like a mechanic or something.
Okay. I just for some reason it's like the South, and it took me back to this like ancient Andy Mayberry time, whatever the hell. No, yeah, I guess you have to explain it somehow. His like irrational feelings towards the bat and all the stuff he's done and gone through and all that stuff. But I just was laughing. I was just so like, of course. This is her wife's name. His wife's name was actually Lucille.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Lucille's like the cliche name for your guitar or your bat, or
is
like
it?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if I've ever heard it before.
Oh God, no! That's like the joke is like I'm gonna name it Lucille or whatever. That's like super tropey or whatever, conventuous or something like that. Or like Betty. All those like old school pin-up names or something like that are like the names of like a machine or like a device or a portal gun or something.
Bertha.
Some horrible, all that old. Helga, Olga.
All right, so we'll end on that little piece of crap that is the Lucille explanation. Let us know in the comments what you think about this episode. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Rick's like, my hatchet's named Lucille.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.